I've got two cameras. Yay, we're live on Facebook. And I think it might go to YouTube. I don't know. But hello, Holland Today. Hello, Marie. Hello, Lone Star. Hello, everybody on Instagram. Hello, everybody on Facebook. We're trying something new on Thursdays, Baking with Olivia, because soon we're going to do a big pinup group bake for the 4th of July weekend. Woo! So excited. Hey, Lola. Elsa. Hello, Miss Elsa. Hi, Tony. Everybody, welcome. It's Thursday, which means we're baking. I'm so excited. I didn't feel like doing my hair, so it was a hat day. Okay, this is really exciting. Hello. Sorry, you guys are gonna get like some major close-ups of my face. This is real interesting. Huh, as if this show wasn't crazy enough. Oh, come back. There we are. Okay, so welcome everybody to Baking with Olivia. Today we are making lemon squares. And this is this recipe. I'm just gonna show you this cookbook. I mentioned on my Instagram earlier this week that I am taking it back to my roots, both with the music and with the recipe. I have pulled a recipe, not from the great, powerful internet this time, but from a cookbook that is like next to the level of the Bible in my hometown of Enid, Oklahoma. It's the Stirrups Cookbook. It is put together by recipes from the Junior Welfare League in Enid. And they've been doing these books for over 25 years. And you don't live or leave Enid without owning this book. Somehow I managed to do that. I'm shifty like that. But my little sister for Christmas one year gave me this recipe book and Cooking by the Bootstraps. And I have used them. In fact, this Stirrups Cookbook is where I got a little cocktail appetizer recipe for our doll's holiday party. I hosted it this last holiday season, and it's such a delicious recipe. All it is, this is super easy. All it is plum jam and mustard. And you mix that together and you put it in a crock pot with meatballs or those little smokies, and you just warm it up. And I was able to make a vegan mixture of it by using vegan meatballs and then a carnivorous version of it because jam and mustard are both vegan, lovely things. So it was a hit. This recipe book has tons and tons of recipes. And I can't believe I'm just now pulling it out to find some baking inspiration. But you know what? I'm going to go to the live comments to see people. Hello! Yes, finally on Facebook, Christopher. Indeed. Made those last year. You made lemon squares last year? That's amazing, Eric. Hi, Marley. Marley, in case you guys missed it, had a killer movie musicals session yesterday, Wednesday. I believe you can find it on our Facebook page, maybe our YouTube page as well. Let me know if that's real, Lola. But Marley knocked it out of or Eve, not Marley, Eve. Marley looks like Whoops. She did a great stream yesterday. You guys should go check it out. She sang a lot of Judy Garland. It was fabulous. So, Cooking by the Bootstraps is not the recipe book we're using, but Stirrups is the recipe book we're using. Sorry, my brain is adjusting to two different. Olivia, I know I'm terrible. I'm a horrible person. Made them for my girlfriend's brother's wedding. That is so sweet of you, Eric. That is so sweet. I don't need my coffee because it's empty. So let's get going. This should be a pretty easy recipe. First things first, I'm going to take my things out of the oven because we don't need them. And we're going to preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Lovely. This hat may not last. It may be a messy bun day, you guys. Sorry about that. I know, breathe. It's an important thing to remember. Okay, I'm doubling this recipe too because I promised a lot of people that I would give them my lemon squares. So here we are. We're going to start over here on the mixer. This is so interesting. This little camera has a small frame. This one is fine. So in the mixer, we're going to put 2 sticks of butter. The original recipe calls for margarine. I do not use margarine. I don't. I hear sometimes it makes better cookies, but I'm a real butter girl through and through. Hello, have swapped from Insta. Yay, hopefully it's I know, Grace, isn't it lovely? It's new-ish to me. It makes me want to bake all of the things, all of them. So we've got 2 sticks of butter. I'm doubling the recipe just so we know, and also so I know. 2 sticks of butter, 2 cups of flour, and a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. That is going in there. I'm going to put this down. I'm going to slowly start creaming the butter. There we go. That's wonderful. And while that gets nice and creamy, because, you know, we don't want a mess, even though that's like Olivia and messes are synonymous. The same thing. Okay. So basically what a lemon square is a shortbread crust with a nice lemon filling in the middle. So what we're making right now is the shortbread crust. And if you remember from the last time we made shortbread, it's essentially flour, powdered sugar, and butter, and that's it. While this is creaming, and I'm going to go ahead and kick that up a bit. Yeah, you can't see this, but it's doing a lot of great stuff. Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome. We are making the shortbread. Ooh, there we go. That is nice. You can see it makes a really easy dough. So I read a couple other recipes, and one of them suggested lining your baking dish with parchment paper so that it lifts out easier when it's done baking, and it's easier cut. Since I'm doubling the pan, I'm going to use 2 different things. Aha! This is dangerous, handling these such a way. I'm going to line one with parchment paper, and I'm going to leave the other empty, because this is essentially just butter. You shouldn't need any extra greasing because it has so much butter in it. So no, that's not where your parchment paper is, Olivia. You nerd. I am going to need a spatula though. Okay, here we are. Hi, everybody. Hi, hi, hi. Welcome, Instagram and Facebook. I did make your chili a few weeks ago back. Came out really good. Great. I made it last night, Tony. It's one of my favorite things to make in the whole wide world. It just fills my heart and soul with happiness. Okay, so a little bit of parchment paper. And if I were a smart person, I would cut the edges, but I don't care. Not right now, please. Love butter. Yes, Christopher. Everyone should love butter. Butter is the best. So wonderful. And it just tastes so good. Okay, so this is going to be interesting, trying to make sure I'm evenly dividing it amongst the 2 pans, but I'm going to try. We're going to see how it works out. I feel like, sorry, I'm all distracted. There we go. Put that there. What's going on? Hello. Everybody's good? Okay, great. Let me know if you have any questions. This is such an experience, you guys. All right. So we've got our lovely shortbread crust base. It's all about that base, got that base. Oh, honey, I've got base. You have base? This may be dangerous doing this on a hot oven because, you know, it's hot. Okay. I'm gonna have to do some magic with spreading these out and evenly dividing them because they are not divided evenly amongst the two baking sheets. Okay, nice and good enough there. I'm not sure how thick this should be, but let's come over here and see if we can do this. Hello, everybody. We're making lemon squares in case you're just joining us. Now, I'm using a recipe by Carolyn Bules. I hope that's how you say that last name, how you pronounce that, Bules, from Enid or the surrounding area. And she says you don't have to grease your baking sheet because it's just a recipe filled with butter. So that's the other angle, split screen time. Yes, Christian, if you're like, what is this crazy person doing? She's talking to the air, talking to a different camera. This is quite the juggling act. And I feel like I should maybe choose a different spatula that isn't so floppy. Oh gosh, I have a story about floppy things, but it's not appropriate for this channel. So moving on. There you go. I don't know why StreamYard does that. Every now and then my screen will go blank. Maybe it thinks I'm not doing anything. I don't know. Hey, I'm keeping it PG as I can, Lola. All right, so spreading the shortbread crust into the bottom of the pan is a little bit more difficult than I originally thought it would be. I'll also have you know that these instructions are very like bare bones. You kind of just have to know what you're doing. All right, I'm getting real frustrated. I'm about to just resort to the fingers because the spatula is not really doing what I needed to do. So it's going to be a finger day. Use your phalanges. Does anybody remember that from Friends, how Phoebe's character, her alter ego was Regina Phalange? What was that? Was that Joey's agent? Was that the character she made? On purpose? I mean, you know, sometimes there. No. My filter isn't always able to catch up with my brain, unfortunately. It's something I have to work on. The cook on Facebook, your pan. Okay, so here we go. So I've got it, I think it's as even a layer as it's gonna be. If you'll remember when we made these shortbread cookies a few weeks ago, we actually piped them out of the bag onto the baking tray. So it makes sense because this batter like really kind of sticks to itself. Okay, so there's one. Let's get the other. And like I said, I'm going to try this parchment paper method to see if you really need to do the parchment. Well, that's good. Thanks, Eric. To see if the parchment paper really does need to be utilized. It is, again, kind of frustrating because it's just picking up. Woo! This is so interesting. Learning new things in real time. But to show you the cookbook, again, here we go. One more time. Stirrups. It's a good little book. It's got tons of recipes in it, all from some Oklahoma mamas and grandmamas and sisters. And actually, I don't know if there are any men that contribute to this cookbook. I imagine there might be, but it is a women's league that puts this up. So maybe, I don't know. I'd have to investigate. All right. So this is going to go in the oven and it's going to bake for 15 minutes. Now, you could use one single pan. I don't know how that would affect the baking time because it is larger and things usually cook from like the outside in. So you just have to make sure if you're going to use a bigger pan, if you're doubling the recipe like I am, You just have to make sure that the center is cooked through. It would maybe need like probably 5 extra minutes. Whenever I'm unsure about a cook time, I'll go with the lowest recommended cook time and just add anywhere from 2 to 5 minutes, depending on how clean the toothpick comes out. Usually do a toothpick test. Okay, so we've got our batter in both of our things. We're going to, hey Richie, nice to see you. All right, we're gonna put these in here and voila, we are done with part 1 of these lemon squares. Okay, I'm gonna have to move some cameras around. I'm going to be tossing stuff in my kitchen. I should probably be careful about what I'm tossing. Put that back there just for safekeeping. Okay, next comes the filling. Okay, I'm going to shift everybody this way. Shifting, shifting, shifting. Hey, look at that. Hi, everybody. We're making lemon squares. We've got the shortbread crust in the oven. It's baking at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. It is, the regular recipe, not doubled, is 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of sugar, and 1/4 cup of powdered, no, sorry, scratch all of that. 1 stick of butter, 1 cup of flour, and 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. That's what goes into, hello, Bonita. I'm not sure how to pronounce your handle, but hello, welcome, thank you. Thanks for joining us. So yeah, shortbread crust is baking. Now we're going to get to the filling. Usually I have all of this stuff pre-set up, but I figured it's kind of a simple enough recipe that we might be able to get away with doing some of this live. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to zest a lemon. You only need 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, which we'll probably get in 1 lemon, to be honest, especially if it's a larger lemon. This probably has about 2 tablespoons worth of lemon juice. I'm just going to say, oh, that's why it's so quiet. Hey, Google, shuffle Ella Fitzgerald. Let's see if this will work.
Sure, I'll shuffle Ella Fitzgerald on Google Play Music.
Okay, there we go. That's another reason why my brain was just like, what's happening? What are you doing? Whenever things are different, I always have like a brief minute of brain malfunction. It's not fun. You guys, I got to get a new zester because this broken thing just doesn't work very well. Hello, everybody on Instagram joining us. Again, we're making lemon squares from a cookbook that comes from my hometown. And I told you guys I was taking things back to my roots a little, partly by using this cookbook and also in the music choices that I've made for today. Ella Fitzgerald, I love that woman, First Lady of Jazz. She's amazing. I was reading up on her. Some of this I knew, but when she went to the Apollo on amateur night, which is where she got her big start, she was 15 years old at the Apollo and went on stage. She was going to dance. Like this is the thing. She was going to do a dance number. And there was a dance group, the Something Sisters. I can't remember. The name starts with an E. Edward Sisters or something like that. Anyway, they went on before she did to the amateur night of Apollo, at the Apollo. And at the last minute, she decided instead of dancing that she would sing. And legend has it she had to fight through like 2 verses of boos and, heckling from the audience. They made fun of her for being dressed so frumpy because she did not come from a wealthy house. You know, she was quite poor, I believe. But yeah, they made fun of her for dressing frumpy, and she got there, but she didn't stop singing when they heckled her. She kept going, and she ended up bringing the house down and got an encore. Everybody, they from Barcelona. Hey, Richie, all the way from Barcelona. My goodness, I would love to know what the pinup scene is like in Barcelona. If you guys have like a big one, that would be interesting to know. I find that so fascinating. But yeah, 15 years old, she was gonna dance, and at the last second, she was like, nope. And you know, that's how we wound up with the first lady of jazz. So this hat is not gonna make it, guys. I can tell you right now. This is it isn't gonna make it. But anyway, okay, so we've got the zest of 2 lemons. You guys, I just got new knives. I got some Wusthof knives, and check this out. Whoop. Oh, look, it's already cut. I didn't have to saw. That took no effort whatsoever. You have no idea how long I have needed new knives. And we finally got them, and we got the good ones. I will never need another set of knives in my life. That makes me happy. Okay, so we're juicing the lemon now. And yeah, Ella Fitzgerald, 15. Last minute change up to literally incredible history. I was 15 once a long time ago. Me too, Tony. Me too. It didn't last that long. Only about 365 days. Typical Apollo, actually. Yeah, right, Eric? They're not an easy audience, but I mean, talk about just determination. 2 whole verses of a song, and they continue to boo her, and she was like, nope, not today. And thank goodness she didn't stop, because Ella Fitzgerald, she's one of my biggest inspirations. Okay, sidestepping away from that, getting back to the bake. Now, I'm going to try to do this with just a whisk, because I don't want to have to clean my other stuff. What's up, Martin? Hey, Martin, you've been on the beach again. You lucky duck. We're making lemon squares from a cookbook that comes from my hometown, Enid, Oklahoma. How many times am I going to say that today? Someone keep track. I would love to know. So, Martin, we've got our shortbread crust baking in the oven. And now we're going on to the filling. So, it is 2 eggs slightly beaten, but again, I'm going to double this recipe. No. And I've got my eggs at room temperature. It doesn't mention having them at room temperature, but I always find it's easier to bake when all of your ingredients are at a room temperature. That way there's no like intense, I mean, I imagine it causes some kind of reaction on like a molecular chemical level, because baking is chemistry, right? Oh, thank you for the hat. It's a turban that I'm making look kind of like a beret. It's nice and lightweight. I love it. Got it off of Etsy. Okay, so for the filling, which they're calling a topping, semantics, but anyway, we've got 4 eggs, because again, I'm doubling it. We're going to beat them just slightly. So I'm going to beat them to where they look like this. They're not fully beaten. I'm trying to show this to you. It's weird. New skills I didn't know I needed. 2 eggs slightly beaten. And then it is the zest of the lemons that we just zested. It's 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, but I'm going to double this to 4. 1, 2, 3. And oh, tell me I have just enough. Yes. This is probably one of my favorite kitchen tools, aside from my garlic press. It's a zester, but it also like has a spout so that it pours pretty easily. And it's got it's got some squares. I don't know my shapes anymore, you guys. It basically strains and keeps the pulp and the seeds from pouring out into the juice. If you can find something like this, do it because it is so worth it. So 4 tablespoons of lemon juice, 4 eggs, the zest of 2 lemons, 4 tablespoons of flour, a half of a teaspoon of baking powder, and then 2 cups of sugar. Yeah, almost. Okay, so we're just putting all of this in together and we're mixing it. Man, Oklahoma, I love you for keeping it simple. This is real simple. Amazing. Now, it doesn't tell me how thick it should be, but this is the consistency I'm getting. So, runny, but there's flour in there, so it'll bind together. There's baking powder that will let it rise just a little bit. And then, it smells. It smells so good, you guys. I'm still like, Elon Musk, why don't you, take time off of naming your children oddly and find a way to create smell vision, please. Please, already. We need this. Wow. That's it. So I picked a really easy bake today. We have about 4 minutes, a little less than 4 minutes on the crust. Where am I at time-wise? 1:27. Check that out. I finally did it. I finally found a bake that can be made within my hour time limit. We've got our filling ready to go. And once the crusts are done, I'm going to poke some holes in the crust with a fork to kind of keep it from like bubbling up too much. That was something I read in a different recipe. We're going to try it and see how it goes. And then this is just going to go right on top and bake for 20 to 25 minutes. And at the end, we're going to dust a little powdered sugar on it. It's going to be so fabulous. Those poor eggs, what do? Well, they became eggs. That's what they did. I don't know. So we were talking about Ella Fitzgerald and how much I love her and how just insane this woman is. She started with Chick Webb and his orchestra. She played at the Savoy Club with Chick Webb's orchestra for the longest time. Recorded her first hit, A Tisket a Tasket, in 1938. She actually chose the song, and the lyrics to her song are different from the traditional nursery rhyme because it's the rhyme she learned when she was a girl growing up in Yonkers. And it's been done so many times. But here's my connection to Ella. Sorry, I totally lost my train of thought for a second. When I was in college, many moons ago, several moons ago, I originally auditioned for the musical theater department at the University of Oklahoma, where I ended up attending and graduating. And I was woefully unprepared for how tough their program is. They're actually a really good program. A lot of people I graduated with are still performing. We've had a girl play Mary Poppins. One of our girls played Tina Turner, just finished playing Tina Turner in Germany. We've had Woody the Cowboy, anyway, it's a great program and it's really competitive. And I had no idea, me being from Oklahoma was just like, it's Oklahoma, it's not gonna be hard. No, it was hard. I did not get into the musical theater department at OU, and I hadn't even thought to try out for their drama department. And so I was getting close to graduation, totally worried about what I was going to do for college. And because I didn't have any programs, none of the programs I wanted to go to had accepted me. And I got a call from the chair of the voice department at OU, not musical theater, but voice in the School of Music. They're separate things. And she said, I've heard about you. We had some family friends who were teaching there. She said, I've heard about you and I want to meet you. And I met, and she gave me a voice lesson, Dr. Dolores Leffingwell. And I ended up joining the program, the OU's School of Music, partly because Dolores was just the most kind, caring person who was really invested in her kids. But I spent a semester in the music department, still wanted to get back to drama. So I auditioned. There's the Shortbread Crust. I auditioned for the drama program in the fall, and they let me transition to my new major in the spring. But Dr. Leffingwell let me continue. Okay, all right, here we are. Lovely. Dr. Leffingwell enjoyed me as a student so much that she let me continue taking voice lessons with her as long as it fit her schedule, because she had to prioritize the voice majors. And that lasted for about a semester or two. And then I had to stop taking lessons with her. But she talked to me a lot. I used to have like Queen of the Night, soprano, high stratosphere range notes. I used to have these. I don't so much anymore. But she would tell me all the time about how it's important, because even though my soprano head voice was my strong suit, it was important to develop my middle voice and my lower voice. And, being the wonderful teacher that she is, she always recommended I start listening to singers. And singers that were more operatically trained singers that I listened to were obviously all sopranos. But when it came time to focus on my middle voice, I chose Ella Fitzgerald. That's where the story is going. I promise. It has a point. I chose Ella Fitzgerald. I actually went to Hastings, if any of you remember that store and what that is. It's kind of like Blockbuster. It's a thing of the past. I went to Hastings and went to the music section, and I came out with a Norah Jones CD, Not Too Late to Love, that album, or Not Too Late, that's the name of it, and 3 Ella Fitzgerald albums. I came out with That Old Black Magic, which had a Tisket, a Tasket, and That Old Black Magic, and Stairway to the Stars, and oh gosh, I can't remember the name of the song to save my life, but it's just one long scat song. Starts. It's such a fun song. And she does so much musically with it. But I came out with that album, and Ella Fitzgerald sings the Cole Porter Songbook, which is a 2-disc set. And I put those 4 CDs in my car, and I shuffled between those, and I would just sing. I'd listen to them ad nauseum on repeat, and then I would just start singing in my car every chance I get to all of Ella's songs. And long story short, several semesters later, I went back to Dr. Leffingwell for a one-off voice lesson. I was surprising my parents for their anniversary. I sang Du bist die Ruhe, which is their song. Schubert? Yeah, Schubert. Yes, Schubert wrote it. Beautiful song. And I went to work with her on this song, and she's vocalizing me and warming me up, and she was like, your middle voice has developed so well. What have you been doing? I was like, I sing along with Ella Fitzgerald on my CDs, and she was like, good job. So Ella and the Cole Porter Songbook have always, they're kind of what really got me into jazz. Hi, Michael. Sorry, that was a really long story, you guys, but that was my introduction. And I've always loved her. In fact, the baby that I take care of now, she's been in Florida for 2 months, and my heart is breaking because she's turning into like a whole person, and who knows if she'll remember me. But I've been taking care of her since she was born, and I got her hooked on All Through the Night, sung by Ella Fitzgerald. I do this thing when I babysit babies. I make sure they've got one song that no matter what, it will calm them. For one of the kids, it was the Oogum Boogum song, which if you don't know that, Brenton Wood is the artist. My family thought it was a fake song for the longest time. It is not. It is totally real. Made it to the top 10 in the 60s. Great, lovely song. Danced with my dad to that song at my wedding. But for my little Dove, the baby that I take care of now, I got her hooked on All Through the Night. And anytime she's crying and freaking out, I put it on, and within 2 seconds of hearing the strings and all that, she's calm. She hears it. She's calm, and she's great. So the power of music, friends, is real and important and great. We love the stories. I try to make them relevant, Tony. I really do. Okay, so the pan is hot, but the crusts seem to be okay. So what I'm going to do now, because this is a baking show, not Olivia's story time. I'm going to take this. I'm going to pour all of the lemon filling in here so that it's easier for me to pour into my baking dishes, because, whoops, there I did it. I made a mess. It's not baking with Olivia if there isn't at least one mess. Okay, so this should be easier because it is a measuring cup. Don't know if you can tell. So this is about 2.5 cups of mixture. So yeah, right at 2.5. That is that's about good. Okay. Nice. Fabulous. Okay, there we go. You pour your mixture over your prepared crust. I'm gonna do this. No, Olivia, don't lick that because it is literally just raw eggs. All that's in there is raw eggs and sugar. And I don't need to make myself sick. This is not good. Ugh. But who doesn't love licking the batter or the beaters or something like that? Okay, back into the oven they go for 20 to 25 minutes. We're going to start with 20 minutes. And then we'll go up from there if we need to. Ooh. Okay. Ta-da! We did it. Okay. All right, I'm going to pause this. Y'all want some music? And not just a story? Let's see if I can find that ukulele. Okay. I'm going to wipe up the spill real fast. Because I can. Ooh. Has anybody else seen that John Rafio meme? 2020 is the worst. He's a character from the TV show Parks and Rec. If you haven't ever seen that show, that's a good show to go back and revisit because it's just fun. It is so fun. It's Amy Poehler, Rashida Jones, Adam Scott. Gosh, I'm blanking on names. Bravo. Good show. Good show. Good show. Cool. Spoke from a different show. So, because I love Ella and because I love the Cole Porter songbook, that's what I have chosen to pick for you guys today. And I'm going to cheat like I sometimes need to, And I'm gonna find music time. Yes, I'm glad that you guys look forward to the music. That's good. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, I figured out a trick for this one. Every time we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I wonder why a little. Why the gods above me, who must be in the know, think so little of me, they allow you to go. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about it. I can hear a lark somewhere waiting to sing about it. There's no love song finer, but how strange the change from major to minor every time we say goodbye. When you're near, there's such an air of spring about it. I can hear a lark somewhere begin to sing about it. There's no love song finer, but how strange that change from major to minor every time we say I gotta say, one of my favorite things about Ella is just how easy and effortless her sound always is. It's just, I love it. I really can't say anything about it. And that also informed me a lot of how you just gotta let go and let the music take over, right? Right? Lovely, lovely, lovely. What time is it? It's 1:43. Huzzah. There we go. Oh, thank you, everybody. Adam Scott, yes. Michael, thank you for being on top of that. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, everyone online, on Instagram, Facebook, too. It's great fun. I'm having a good time. Are you guys having a good time? There's nothing worse than being like, oh, that's so rough to get through. What do we have planned for the 4th of July weekend? Oh, so glad you asked. We are putting together a weekend extravaganza. We're actually going to kick off the weekend at 10 in the morning, Los Angeles time. So what is that? 6 in the evening? Did I math right in London? Hi, Danny. Hello. We've got some lemon bars in the oven. If you want to watch playback after this to get the full recipe, I'll mention it later. But 4th of July weekend, we're actually going to start with a group baking stream. I'm so excited! We're going to have as many dolls as we possibly can. It'll probably, hopefully we can get 6 girls, but we're all going to bake something together. And I'm really excited because now I know StreamYard will work in my kitchen and I can actually do this. We don't know what we're going to bake just yet, but we're going to start in the morning with a group bake early evening. And then at noon in Los Angeles, we're going to transition to our big patriotic 4th of July tribute show. We are going to have a dancers only stream with lots of tappers and dancers. We're going to have another pub quiz, similar to the one we did with the London dolls over the E-Day weekend. But this time we're going to do US dolls versus UK dolls. And we're going to quiz each other on slang terms and lots of other fun stuff. We're still working out some details, but check out our Facebook, check out our Instagram, keep up with us. We're gonna have tons of fun for you guys, and I'm really excited, especially for the bake. Does London call it Rebellion Day? I don't know. Any of my Londoners out there? Is it Rebellion Day? And then what? Have a virtual food fight afterwards? You know, if I didn't find that to be such an egregious thing to waste food like that, I would say yes. But I think a food fight's only fun if you can actually mess other people up. And I don't think my husband would appreciate me walking into his office and going food fight and hurling a cupcake at his computer. I could be wrong, but I bet you I'm not. So yes, definitely stay tuned. We will have events. We'll be putting out more information, especially as it draws nearer. But keep an eye out. It'll be the 4th and the 5th. I believe the pub quiz is going to be on the 5th. The big concert will obviously be on the 4th. I think my dad is actually going to get to do his concert in Enid. They do it outdoors in a park, so they'll be able to socially distance. And they've got a backup in case they have to close that. That was always, I have to say, 4th of July is one of my favorite times because of what my family gets to do. My dad, it's literally just a whole day of making sure dad is ready for his show. And, you know, they open up the rehearsal in the afternoon. So if people don't want to go to the park, because it is Oklahoma in July, it's real hot, they can go watch the rehearsal inside the Symphony Center where it is air conditioned. But at night, they feed the players and then they all go over to Meadow Lake Park, which has this lovely little lake. And they always end the show with fireworks that are completely set to the music that the orchestra is playing. And they always do the Washington Post March, the Armed Forces Medley, Stars and Stripes Forever, Oklahoma. It's just like, and sometimes we get to go to barbecues and cookouts, but I've always loved what that holiday meant for my family and what we were able to do for the community. And I hope they get to do it this year, but I also hope that I know they will keep everyone's safety in mind because, you know, pandemic, it's still out there. Even though a lot of people have forgotten about it, it's still there. Okay. No, not heard of Rebellion Day, and we don't celebrate the 4th. I kind of figured as much. That's why the US dolls are probably going to be taking the helm for this one because, you know, that's very true. Rebellion Day. All right, another song, shall we? Shall we music some more? We got 10 minutes. I don't think I need my chords for this one. I'm going to pull them up just in case I do, because, you know, if there's one thing I don't enjoy, it's looking like a banana head. Yeah, true. Okay. Shifty. There we go. I don't understand technology. I've never understood it, and I've tried. I've stopped trying to understand it, but here we go. This is something I do understand. Music. All right. Okay. Like the beat, beat, beat of the tom-tom when the jungle shadows fall. Like the tick, tick, tock of the stately clock as it stands against the wall. like the drip, drip, drip of the raindrops when the summer shower is through. So a voice within me keeps repeating you, night and day. You are the one, only you beneath the moon and under the sun. Whether near to me or far, it's no matter, darling, where you are, I think of you. Night and day, day and night. Why is it so that this longing for you follows wherever I go? In the roaring traffic's boom, in the silence of my lonely room, I think of you. Whoop! Night and day, day and night, under the hide of me, there's such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day, night and day, under the hide of me. There's such a hungry yearning burning inside of me, and its torment won't be through till you let me spend my life making love to you day and night, night and day. Yay! The ukulele slipped out of my arms while I was trying to make that chord. Some chords are easy, some chords not so much, but I love that song. And I love how she always enters it. That's how she starts it, with just the drums and her voice. So fun. All right. What do we want? Considering how Olivia tends to have a mishap sometimes. I mean, you're very right, Eric. I do have mishaps. I do make messes, but I think we managed to do it pretty well today. One-off, definitely a one-off. Another song? You want me to look something up? Kind of all I got today, but we've got 7 minutes. How are we feeling, folks? How's it going? Oh, thanks, everybody. Thanks. Hopefully Melody will make an appearance. I don't know. You gotta talk to her agent, Tony. Let's see. What do you want to bake next week? Is next week the day before the 4th? Guys, where did the time go? Why are we already done with June? What happened to this year? I don't know. It got way canceled, that's for sure. I'm going to take a peek. We've got like just under 5 minutes for these lemon squares. You guys might actually get to see these this time. Woohoo! I'm looking at these and I'm wondering if they like actually sank into the batter. I don't know. I probably messed it up somehow. And even though it is like, I'm just going to show this to you. There we go. That's like the easiest recipe. Nope. There it is. Instagram. It's easy. How do you mess it up, Olivia? By being me. That's how. I guess. I don't know. Night and day. I'm going to sing that song all day. What What do I drink? Water. That's what I'm drinking right now is water. But gin, that's something else I drink. Not during the shows. Never during the shows. At night when I need to unwind, sure. Or whiskey. I don't know. You gotta catch me on the right day. It all depends. Oh, I know, Martin, but let's not do that. Let's not give up. Let's not give them the satisfaction of winning. No, sir. Yeah, so if you guys haven't heard the Ella Fitzgerald Sings the Cole Porter Songbook, please do yourselves a favor and look it up. She sings everything from Miss Otis Regrets to Too Darn Hot, which is a Satin Dolls number. Oh man, the harmonies. I cannot wait to get back in a room with the rest of my dolls and work on that blend and that harmony because I miss it. I definitely miss it for sure. And they're just so nice and crunchy and they're good, especially Too Darn Hot. Yeah, 2 albums, lovely. Wildcat Kelly's Don't Fence Me In, which I got to sing for the Pinup Western stream that we did. You know, a parallel timeline. Like, how do we end up in this timeline, Eric? I agree with you. Do I remember the chords? Let me see if I can find those chords real fast. Because you know, don't fence me in chords. I only played it like, you know, how many weeks ago? 2? When was that? When did we do that? 2 weeks ago? 3 weeks ago? I don't know. Give me land, lots of land, under starry skies above. Don't fence me in. The chords are stupid simple. I just can't remember what they are. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please. Don't fence me in. Just turn me loose. Let me straddle my own saddle underneath the western sky. Here's the thing. I can hit those basement notes. I know I can, but I spend so much time talking. I can't find it. I spend so much time talking throughout this that by the time I get to my music, they're just like, no, don't. No, don't go down there. It's scary. Thank you, Tony. I've had a blast doing all these live streams with the dolls. I think they've been so fun. I'm gonna die on this couch trying to figure out the chords because I can't find it. Anyway, if you want to watch the actual Western stream, you can always go back to our YouTube or our Facebook page. On our Facebook page, search videos, and I'll have a whole list of them with YouTube. I don't think I've searched them through YouTube. I can't direct you exactly how to get there, but go to YouTube, search The Satin Dolls. Just remember that's dolls with a Z. Oh, look, there's the timer. Okay, I'm not going to set that on the counter. Let's see how these turned out. I'll use this. I don't know. You guys are so funny. Okay, well, here's what one pan looks like. I'm gonna, Are you watching in there? I just heard my husband say careful. Oh, lordy, guys. All right. I'm gonna call it because they're brown around the edges, but also I just spilled some stuff. We're coming up on our final 10 seconds. So don't forget, we have streams coming for 4th of July weekend. Next weekend, we've got our usual streams. You can always go to Facebook and YouTube to search this and other videos. This will be on our IGTV. I'll take pictures. Bye, everybody on Instagram, and to everybody on Facebook. We'll see you next time. Yay, I'm glad I can do this now. And I will definitely practice doing 2 cameras at the same time because what a trip that was. Also, don't spill your lemon squares. Just don't do that. It's not a good idea. Oh yeah, are there any repeats that you guys would like us to do? Ooh, the